In this module, I am going to talk about the uses of radioisotopes. Radioactive isotope can easily be detected and estimated quantitatively. They reach almost exactly as the corresponding non-radioactive isotope do. If we want to trace the course of an atomic species in a chemical or physical change, we mix a small quantity of the radioisotope with non-radioactive isotope. Here we say that the radioactive isotope is acting as a radioactive tracer or radioactive indicator or simply as labeled element. At last, the presence of radioactive tracer is detected in the product with the help of sensitive instruments. Let us have a look on some important uses of radioisotopes. First, we see the uses of radioisotopes in industries and in the diagnosis of diseases. The radioactive iodine 131 with half-life period 8 days is given to a patient with thyroid disorders. It decays beta rays. Detection of these rays gives an information regarding the functioning of the thyroid gland. Radioactive phosphorus 32, which is a beta emitter, is used to detect any obstruction in the blood circulation. Carbon 14, used to study metabolism changes or patients with diabetes and anemia. Carbon 11, tagged onto glucose to monitor organs during a PET scan. PET scan, it is a positron emission tomography scan. It is an imaging test that helps to reveal how our tissues and organs are functioning. A PET scan uses a radioactive tracer to show this activity. The radioactive phosphorus 32, which is a beta emitter, is used in the treatment of leukemia. A radioactive thallium 201 is used to determine damage in heart tissues and detection of tumors. Technetium 99, which is in metastable state, is used to locate brain tumors and damaged heart cells. Radioactive iron 59 is used in the diagnosing anemia and pregnancy disorder. Phosphorus 32 is used in research involving biology and genetics. Selenium 75 is used in protein studies in life science. Strontium 85 is used in metabolism and bone formation studies. Tritium is used to study life science and drug metabolism. Cobalt 60, a gamma emitter, is used in the treatment of cancer. Radiosodium, radioiodine and labeled sodium chloride is used to study the pumping action of heart. The radioactive iodine 131, which is a beta emitter, is used in the diagnosis and treatment of brain tumor. Iridium 192 is a radioactive isotope of iridium. Iridium 192 emits gamma rays and has a half-life of 74 days. A high dose rate of this radioisotope can be used in brachytherapy to treat tumors by selectively delivering a cytotoxic dose of radiation to the tumor site. Fluorine 18 is used in bone imaging. Technetium 99M is a metastable nuclear isomer of technetium 99. It is used in detecting the disorderness in kidney. Radioactive gallium is used to identify the swelling in the lungs. Disodium phosphate labeled with sulfur 25 or phosphorus 32 is used in bone fracture healing. Chromium 51 is used to label the blood cells and quantify the gastrointestinal protein loss. Copper 64 is used to study genetic diseases affecting copper metabolism such as Wilson's disease. Holmium 166 is used in the treatment of liver tumor. Iron 59 is used in studies of iron metabolism in the spleen. Potassium 42 used for the determination of exchangeable potassium in coronary blood flow. Sodium 24 is used to study blood circulation. Iodine 129 is used to check some radioactivity counters in vitro diagnostic testing laboratories. In vitro diagnostics are tests done on sample such as blood or tissue that have been taken from the human body. In vitro diagnostics can detect diseases or other conditions. It can be used to monitor a person's overall health to help cure, treat, or prevent diseases. Iridium 192 used to test the integrity of boilers and aircraft parts. Americium 241 is used to test the uniform thickness when rolling steel and paper, determine location of all well. Californium 252 is used to determine the moisture content of soil important for road construction and building industries. Sodium 24 is used in oil well studies and to locate leaks in pipelines. Let us look into the uses of radioisotopes in studying reaction mechanisms. Radioisotope of lead is used to determine the solubility of lead sulfate. The photosynthesis taking place in the plant can be studied by reacting carbon dioxide containing labeled oxygen, oxygen 18 with water. In this process, the green plant take up carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll to form starch, giving out oxygen gas. Here, a very important question rises. Whether the oxygen evolved in the process comes from carbon dioxide or from water or from both. This question has been answered by the use of radioactive oxygen 18 isotope. What we do is, water is made to react with carbon dioxide containing oxygen 18, and it is found that the oxygen evolved does not contain oxygen 18. That is, oxygen 18 present in carbon dioxide goes to sugar and water, while water is evolved as free oxygen. Thus, oxygen evolved in this process of photosynthesis comes from water and not from carbon dioxide. Let us see the use of tracer in predicting the mechanism of hydrolysis of ester. When ester is hydrolyzed by water containing oxygen 18, the alcohol formed does not have any oxygen 18, while the acid contains the entire oxygen 18. The presence of oxygen 18 in the acid proves that the OR group in the ester is wholly replaced by OH group in water, which is labeled 1. Let us look into the uses of radioisotopes in agriculture. Radioactive isotopes have been widely used in agriculture to improve the plant growth. Radioactive phosphorus 32 is added with phosphate fertilizer to the soil to improve plant growth. The uptake of phosphorus 32 from the soil by plant is determined by measuring the radioactivity at different parts of the plants. The total amount of phosphorus taken by the whole plant is determined by chemical analysis and that of the added fertilizer by the activity measurement. The difference is the natural phosphorus present in the soil. Thus, the use of phosphorus 32 as a tracer provides information about the kind of phosphate which is efficient for a given soil and crop, and also the stage of plant growth at which the fertilizer to be added. By using various phosphorus 32 labeled phosphates, it has been shown that ammonium phosphate is a much more efficient fertilizer than superphosphate or calcium phosphate. The higher the amount of phosphorus in the soil, the larger is the proportion which the plant take up from the source. The action of phosphate fertilizers takes place particularly during the early stages of growth of plants, when about 65% is taken up, but in the later stage, most of the phosphorus comes from the soil. Nitrogen 15 also helps in assessment of nitrogen fixed by plants from the atmosphere under field conditions. The radioactive ion tracer has been used to investigate the disease chlorosis developed in the plant because of the shortage of chlorophyll. The optimum use of fertilizers can be studied by using calcium 45 as a tracer. It has been found that the uptake by plants of calcium from the soil is nearly same for calcium oxide and calcium carbonate in acidic soil. However, the uptake is distinctly less if calcium is present as calcium sulfate unless the soil is acidic. The radioactive carbon 14 is used to understand the mechanism of photosynthesis. The radioactive sulfur 35 in the form of sulfate is used to study the transportation of mineral from root to leaves.